Foundry just revealed something much more interesting, and weirdly, almost nobody is talking about it properly because this is not just another AI tool announcement. This is potentially the beginning of AI becoming a part of actual VFS pipeline itself. And if you use Foundry Nuke, this becomes very interesting because after I reading about Griptape, I realized something. Foundry may not trying to compete with AI image generations. They might trying to become a company that connect all the AI systems together. First, what is even Griptape? At first glance, it sounds confusing. When I first saw it, I thought, okay, cool, another AI framework based on ComfyUI. But the deeper I looked, interesting it became. Griptape is basically an AI orchestration system. It helps multiple AI tools communicate with each other. Think about how most artists are currently using AI. You open ChatGPT, maybe Midjourney, then Runway, and later on Stable Diffusion, then export files, bring them into Foundry Nuke manually, rename stuff manually, then version up. Everything feels like disconnected. And ComfyUI proved something pretty huge. VFX artists and compositors love node based AI workflows, especially for Nuke artists. Compositors already think like pipeline engineers. A compositor naturally understands branching workflows, dependencies, templates, and pipeline graphs. That is why many new artists are quickly adapted to ComfyUI faster than traditional artists. Griptape feels like Foundry saying, let's industrialize this idea for studios. So that's why so many compositors immediately understood it because it feels like mini nuke for AI. You connect image loader, prompt node, control net, or sampler, everything flows through nodes. That orchestration. And honestly, ComfyUI accidentally thought the VFX industry is something important. Basically, ComfyUI is like how do I connect AI nodes, and Griptape is more like how to entire studios connect AI systems together safely. So why Foundry acquired it? Now this is where things get really interesting because Foundry has already Foundry Nuke, Katana, Mari, and copycat machine learning tools. So why buy Griptape? I think the answer is simple. Foundry sees where the industry is heading. And honestly, I think they are scared of becoming irrelevant, only focuses at composing software for Nuke. Because AI generation tools are evolving insanely fast. Today, artists can already generate backgrounds, remove objects, create mats, textures, relight images, and even generate entire shots. And that is happening mostly outside of Nuke. That's dangerous for Foundry. If a compositor spend more time in AI apps than in Nuke, eventually Nuke become less central. So what's the smartest move? Don't fight with AI, become a thing that manages AI model. That is a genius part because orchestration layers become extremely valuable. The most important detail might be this: Griptape supports all the AI models, for example, OpenAI, Google, Hugging Face, Lopez, 11 Labs, Alibaba ByteDance, and custom diffusion models. Foundry is not building one AI model, they are building a system that connects all the models together. And that's a interesting decision because AI models change constantly. Today one model is best and tomorrow another one wins. But orchestration layers remain value no matter which model dominates. That's a real long-term play here. Now imagine you are working on a difficult cleanup shot. You have to roto, paint, track, prep everything manually. Now imagine this workflow. Inside Nuke, AI detects a subject. Maybe you can also assist it at a certain level. Another one remove reflections and other stuff that we are annotated or selected. And another AI version renders automatically. Everything has been synchronized and working on simultaneously. Now imagine all of that connected intelligently. That means that's orchestration. And honestly, this is where ComfyUI becomes a really interesting comparison because ComfyUI already shows us AI orchestration feels like you are not just generating images, you are building systems. You can create reusable workflows. That sounds like very similar how compositors think. In fact, ComfyUI feels weirdly close to Nuke philosophically. I think Foundry understands something many VFX artists still underestimate. AI models are becoming commodities. Today, OpenAI is popular, tomorrow, Google wins, and then ByteDance, and later on, some other open source or paid model. Because the best model changes every few months, but infrastructure survives longer. That's why Griptape being model agnostic It's probably the most important sentence on the page. They support OpenAI, Google, ByteDance, and all the AI models, meaning Foundry does not want to bet on a single AI company or a single AI model. They want to become the system that connecting all the AI system. That is strategically very smart. And this part also important. The marketing talks about artist friendly UI. I think the real customer is pipeline department and studios. Let's look at the page they repeat: secure, traceability, permissions, scalability, on premise, pipeline integration, and metadata tracking. That is the enterprise language. Studios are terrified right now because AI is chaotic. A single artist using random AI tools can create security risk, license risk, versioning problem, legal uncertainty, inconsistent output, and lack of pipeline support. Griptape is basically Foundry saying we can make AI controllable and safer, and that is what studio actually want. And the pricing also revealed a strategy immediately. That's 3,400 per month professional tier that is not targeting casual AI users. This is clearly for boutique studios, small teams, pipeline TDs, and production environments. And the enterprise edition with on-prem deployment, unlimited users, advanced permission, and provisions tracking. That is aimed directed as major VFX facilities. This is enterprise infrastructure software disguised as an AI tool. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to topicroomvfx.com.